Innovative technology is here to find hundreds of cancers and heart disease before it's too late. We're back on location at Lifeguard Imaging, and I'm with Director of Operations, Frankie Maldonado. And Frankie, I brought along somebody really special to me, my husband, Mark.
I've heard about you for a while now, Mark. It's good to finally meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this is something I've really been excited for Mark to do since I had my scan done here at Lifeguard Imaging. And a lot of times, it is the husband or especially the wife that brings their spouse or significant other in.
That's exactly the way it is. And again, more often than not, it is the wife who's bringing the husband in. But there's a little anxiety, obviously, when people are going into the scanner. I get that anxiety, and I go every year because of what we might find. But the beauty is, we're capable of finding heart disease and literally hundreds of different cancers. And the earlier we find it, the better our patients have of surviving those diseases.
And what was so interesting to me is typically when I talk about going to the doctors, Mark's like, thanks, but no thanks. But you were actually willing to do this no problem.
Well, the fact that there was no needles and there are no long doctor waits or doctor office visits, it didn't seem very invasive. I was all on board. I thought that was a great idea, just to have a scan and tell you everything that you needed to know from the technology standpoint of healthcare.
Yeah, and you just move right through in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, again, it's about a 7 or 8 minute scan, so it is real simple, as you know. But the beauty is, what information we provide, you can then share with your primary care physicians, your specialists, and if something is going on, take the necessary actions to eradicate it, survive it, and that is the biggest key. Again, it's early detection. That's everything we're trying to provide here.
We want to grow old together. And the more that you know early on, the better your chances are of getting the intervention that you need.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, there's unfortunately stories of this every day, millions of times a year, of people who everybody thought were healthy as horses and they suddenly die of a heart attack. And it's like, well, how's that possible? They worked out 5 days a week, they ate well, their blood work was normal. We're looking inside the arteries to capture these things. And to your point, I feel the same way about my wife. I want to make sure I'm around as long as I can because we both lost our dads way too early. And it's a tragedy when you lose those loved ones.
Yeah, I think about it. I mean, because Mark was with me along the journey of the loss of my dad, who passed of pancreatic cancer, and you know, my mom had a blood cancer that was totally different. But you know, the peace of mind. I mean, it feels good to know, right?
Absolutely. Just to have that peace of mind, just for the next year, for the next scan, it's totally well worth it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have a baseline. Once you get this scan, you have a baseline to move forward in life.
You know, the greatest example of that, and all women can associate with this, is a mammogram. So we kind of think of this as a full body mammogram. So to the point, the scan today was your baseline scan, and every year ensuing we're going to keep monitoring. Is anything changing? And that's how we're capturing things early. Everything's feeding right off that first scan, which is the baseline that tells us what's going on now, and monitoring it every year ahead.
It is a really innovative process. It is here in the Tampa Bay area, and all people really need to do is pick up the phone, make an appointment, and then this is what you loved about it the most, is once your time slot is called, you're in.
That's exactly right. We try to make that experience as good as possible because everybody's had that unfortunate wait and the anxiety of what's going to happen, and are they going to prick my finger? And so this is a real simple process. You come in, you fill out your paperwork, you have your consultation, we get you in the scanner and give you what we hope is Gayle's remarkable, unremarkable score and 0 calcium score.
Well, Frankie, we cannot thank you enough for giving us this opportunity because, again, I love this guy with all my heart and soul and I want to grow old with him.
It's our pleasure, honestly. Thank you.
And joining us now with the results is Frankie Maldonado with Lifeguard Imaging and my amazing husband, Mark Pachowski. Welcome to Bloom, guys. And what a treat to have you on the show.
Thank you, sweetie.
This is a first. So are you ready for your results?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to hear it.
All right. So how do you do, Frankie?
I want to know what is being fed in your homes because I think I should come eat over. I have a calcium score, as you know, of 7. You got a perfect 0 just like your wife, buddy. It's pretty impressive. It's not that it's that uncommon, but at the same time, you know, you figure when you get to a certain age, things happen that you can develop something. But a perfectly clean 0 calcium score, which is as good as it gets, we'll stay on top of that and keep looking year to year to make sure it stays that way. The full body, which again looks really, really good, Mark. The only things I would speak of specifically would be you have something called a small fat-containing paraumbilical hernia. Nothing to really be too concerned about. What that basically means is if there's a hole around your navel, this is really pertaining to the navel, that if there is a push of either fatty tissue or possibly even the intestines, it could actually push through and create a little lump there. That's basically what they believe it is, nothing to be concerned about. The other thing is there is a non-specific calcification within normal size in your prostate. Again, nothing that really needs to be that concerning. They normally would recommend that you correlate that with a PSA report with your blood work just to make sure everything's okay. This is usually an indicator of let's take a little bit of a deeper look to make sure everything's okay. Again, you look pretty good though, buddy. Better than mine for sure.
Oh, that's great. That's great news. And what comforting to hear, just to hear from the scan and just get that peace of mind that everything is okay.
It's pretty cool, buddy, for sure. And congratulations, no doubt.
Thank you.
This is great.
Thank you.
And like you said, we have this baseline now. We both have done this, and now we have something to work with as we age together. I told you, we're growing old together.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you can call right now if you want to scan